Now, I know that at some point in your life you have seen a guy and a girl walking together, holding hands, and you know they're together. But you were just confused how the fuck that he ended up with her. How did a guy like him, maybe he's very unattractive, maybe he doesn't have good body language, maybe he looks like shit. There's something about him that obviously she is out of his league in regards to at least looks and behavior, and so you assume that she's higher value, but he somehow got her. How did that happen? I don't want you to assume too much, and I want you to take the time to understand that it's one of two cases, okay? So, oh, by the way, Hector Castillo, Poppy, girlchase.com, forgot to introduce myself. And I'm here today to tell you how to see the situation of him and her. I'm a fan of drawings lately, man. At some point, I'm gonna become a very good artist. So, him, obviously, I don't think I need to draw a dick. I can if you need me to illustrate, but I won't for now. You realize that's a girl and this is a guy. So either he is a provider or he's a lover. Now, she's just hot, right? We're just looking for a girl who's hot. Okay, that's all we care about. We just need her to be sexy, okay? She's beautiful, she's hot, she's high value. Hey, maybe she has a good personality, she's funny, she's successful, she's ambitious, she's very nurturing. You know, there's other things besides looks, but she's hot, right? Okay, so if he's with her, most likely, this would be like 95%. Okay, of the guys who get hot girls, even if they themselves are really hot, right? Even if they're a celebrity and they're rich and they're famous and they're hot and they're good with girls, whatever. Most of the time, you're gonna, let's say 90%. Let's give some guys some credit. Maybe it's a bit ambitious, but maybe we'll say 90%. So he's not a person anymore. He will just become a provider of values, okay? So he's either giving security, both emotionally or financially, or is giving her status. He's pretty much, everything that he's giving her, or him, if it's a guy-to-guy relationship, is going to be based on security or status, and that security can be he's well off financially and comes from a lot of money, or he makes a lot of money, and so she's never gonna have to worry about basic necessities, and she can even have some of the luxuries in life, which in and of itself is very attractive, and some women choose to sacrifice, you know, not being with a guy who they truly love because a more secure situation, and that's their choice. Or what they're looking for is an emotional security. Sometimes this is toxic, and you know, they're very, they had a lot of sex with a lot of guys, but didn't find any fulfilling relationships, and finally found a guy who is willing to settle down with them. I see this a lot. And so he's just providing emotional security, and she could definitely do better because she's hot and he's not. But because he's hot enough to at least be a boyfriend, and he's able to provide the emotional and sometimes also the financial security, she's gonna choose to be in a relationship with him. And this isn't, you would never want to trade places with this guy, right? Some of you might be so desperate that you'd be like, oh my God, just one night with her would be worth, you know, years of servitude. But I'd hope that you don't have this perspective. And you wouldn't want to put yourself in his situation, because as you analyze it, you see, and the way that you start to see these things is based on experience. You can see their body language, you can see how she treats him and how he treats her and who's wearing the pants. And all of this can be really understood instantly, and you can just, boom, yep, I can tell he's a beta and she's the alpha. Or you can see the opposite and be like, yeah, that guy's got his shit together and she's definitely submissive to him, or at least they're somewhat comparable. Most guys aren't even superior. Most, even the good guys, just kind of manage to make it a little bit equal. But the best of the best, they make her the follower. But most of the time, this guy is just giving her security, emotional, financial, or he's giving her status. And status might even be seen as another form of security. It's just social security, okay? That's funny. So when he's giving her the status, whether it's because he's famous and she's also famous, so now they have, you know, this power couple situation going on, or he's really high value in the social circle, he owns the bar that all of her friends go to, but you know, he picked her, wow, she's gonna be with him for the status. It's a little bit better than her going with you because of your the security you provide, because your status is at least something that is of higher value, because anyone can give emotional security and just be a fucking puppy and just love you and make you feel good even though every other guy has treated you like shit, right? That's very easy to do. Financial security, well, it's a little bit more difficult to make money, but again, you're just paying her to be in your relationship, basically, indirectly. Status, you're still paying her. But you're paying her with something that is a little bit more lucrative when it comes to the male-female dynamic. She's at least gonna feel like you have some balls, and she'll have a little more respect for you if you're providing that status. But still, you're being a provider. And she's getting her meal ticket. You know, she's gonna be rich, she's gonna be safe emotionally, and she's also gonna be really cool and have a bunch of followers on Instagram because now she gets to post with the cool bartender at the club, okay? But what you want and what we're looking for when we see him end up with her is that he's a lover. Now, a lover can turn into somewhat of a hybrid between a lover and provider, and you can take care of your girl and, you know, support her, and especially if you have a family, that's where it becomes really important. But you can still be an alpha provider. But you have to first come from the place of the lover, where she's choosing to be with you because you're hot as well. And in some ways, you're hotter than her. You're more charismatic than her. You're more smooth with people than her. Ideally, she's gonna be more physically attractive than you because that's what we care about mostly. Of course, there's more to a girl. I make jokes. There's more to a woman than just how hot she is, but for the most part, we're visual. So we want to find a girl who's obviously physically superior to us, where she's just a 10 and we're like a 7, but that's what you want. You want to spread your genes in the best wombs possible. But also you might want to find a girl who has other things that are above you too. Like maybe she has a higher IQ, but you have more creative intelligence and you're more successful because you're more persistent and all this. Like you can make yourself higher value, but still have her be insanely high value as well. But one of the things that you need to be stronger than her at is your social skills. You have to be able to handle situations you find yourself in with her, and how to manage the relationship, fuck her right, learn how women work, right? You become high value, and the way you do that is you subscribe to this channel, you like the video, you ring the bell so you keep up to date on all the videos that we come out with. Also, if you really want to get really deep, you can understand, you want to get super deep, you can check out King of College, which is a book that I wrote that teaches you how to be charismatic with people and make friends and become high status, right? And so at some point you want to be high status, right? And if that's part of the relationship, that's cool, but it needs to come from a place of being a lover. But it's an important skill to have. So if you want to learn how to make friends and manage your reputation and meet girls in social situations and make it work, as opposed to cold approach, where you approach a stranger, and this is more building a community that you involve yourself in and have fun in, and you know, you have friends for life. That's an important skill, and you can learn it with my book, King of College. Check it out in the description below. It's about college. That's where most of the stories take place, but it applies way beyond. So check that out. And you want to provide status, but when you come from the place of being a lover, because again, you buy all of our shit and learn everything that we're teaching you, you become a high value man who's good at having conversation, he's good at presenting himself, he knows how to take care of himself, he knows how to groom himself and style himself, he knows how to take care of himself in when it comes to his health and be in shape and be sexy. He knows how to hold conversation, he knows how to develop conversation, he knows how to make people friends. He has the whole package, and the only reason she's being attracted to you and ended up fucking you and possibly getting in a relationship with you is because being around you makes her excited and makes her happy and feel sexy and loved, and you fuck her really well, because that's what being a lover is about. It's about giving her that sexual and romantic experience that she can get very rarely anywhere else. And when you start from that, maybe at some point you become a provider because you want her to be super serious, so girlfriend, wife, whatever it is you want. You came from the right place. And so when someone sees you, the guy who probably, you know, if he did not become the man you are today, or the man you will become, right? If you didn't put in that work, you would probably end up with, you know, a 7 or an 8. But because you put in the work and you became a high value man, now you're with that 10 and people see you walking around with her, but they go, there's something about him. There's something in the way that he walks and the way that he presents himself. Like, he deserves a girl like that. Of course he's with that stunning girl because he's fucking cool, he's hot, he's awesome, and girls and guys are gonna see that. And a lot of ways that you can learn about which are the relationships that are good to emulate and model yourself after and the ones that you shouldn't, is you look for those couples that kind of give you that, how did he get with her feeling? And I want you to pay attention and see, even in those few seconds, who is walking in front of whom, who seems to be leading whom, who is looking over at the other person more, who is being more affectionate, who is being more independent, who is making the decisions, who seems to be more confident in themselves. You look at the whole scene, even if it's a 5-second passing scene of them walking past you, you can make that analysis. And then you can see a situation where you're thinking, yeah, I could see why that guy's with her because he's cool. Or if you really feel like there's no way he ended up with her, then usually he got her through some sort of providing. He's a family friend and he comes from a good family as well, and they were matched when they were younger. He just happens to be the cool guy of the group, but you know, she could definitely do better, and she seems to be a little bit in control. When you see yourself seeing a relationship like that, look at it and say, how do I not do that? And then when you see a guy and you think, I definitely know how he got her because he's awesome, then you can emulate him and his situation. You can get in the same situation where someone sees you walking with a girl and knows, I know how he got her because he's awesome. Okay, Hector Castillo Poppy from girlchase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please follow me on Instagram, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and remember to check out King of College in the description below, and go fuck yourself. Bye.